Hi everyone! In this video, I'm going to talk about one simple way that you can stay energized while working from home. In my video about the daily habits that I like to maintain for my mental and physical health, I talked about how I try to stay active because I don't always get hours of time to myself to go to the gym. So sometimes I need to think of creative ways to be as active as possible in my daily life. And the best way that's been most effective has been to be on my feet as much as possible, which isn't always easy when your work involves a computer and a desk all day. But there are some tiny things that you can do in a day to help stay on your feet and have a big impact on your energy levels. I've talked about Kaizen on my channel before. Kaizen is a Japanese manufacturing philosophy centered around one question: what small step can I take to make an improvement? Clinical psychologist Robert Maurer tested this on his patients. He asked them what small changes could they make to move towards a goal that they wanted to meet. So if they wanted to lose weight or exercise, instead of telling them to go to the gym for 30 minutes, he asked them to just march in front of the TV for a minute. He found that small steps led to shockingly big changes. The philosophy around Kaizen is small steps every day. Exercise and sport are always going to be beneficial for your mental and physical health. But I also like to try and do small, achievable things every day to be active. Because when it's small and achievable, you can be consistent. And being consistent is the most important thing for your health and well-being. So I try to stay as active as possible while I work. I go for walks every day and find reasons to go up and down the stairs at home. But I don't always want to disrupt my flow while I'm working, and I want to still be active. So I've decided to start standing while I work, using this desk that was sent to me by FlexiSpot. This desk was gifted to me for free, but this video isn't sponsored in any way, so I'm free to give my honest opinions about the desk. For the last few years, there's been lots of talk about the health benefits of standing instead of sitting, and how sitting is the new smoking. There's studies telling us that sitting for prolonged periods can be linked to diabetes, obesity, cardiovascular disease, back problems, and prolonged sitting is considered to be sitting down for 20 to 25 minutes without getting up or stretching, which is really easy to do in a working day. Research has now even been done linking sitting for long periods of time with mental health issues like depression and anxiety. A study conducted on Brazilian adults at the beginning of this pandemic found that those who were sitting for longer than 10 hours a day were more likely to report symptoms of depression. Research also indicates that what you do while you're sitting is also linked to higher rates of depression, with activities that are less mentally challenging while sitting being linked to higher depression rates, like watching TV, for example. In another study, higher depression scores were found in teenagers who spent more time sitting. In this study, 18-year-olds who spent less time moving had depression scores 28% higher than those who were active. It was suggested that it's great to exercise and play sports, but also anything you can do to avoid sitting for too long will help with mood, stress, and thinking clearly. And the more you sit down, the more tired you tend to feel too. Memory might also suffer from too much sitting. A 2018 study scanned the brains of adults. The thickness of a part called the medial temporal lobe was measured, which includes the hippocampus, and that's the part of the brain responsible for memory. And it was found that this tissue was progressively thinner in people who had lower levels of physical activity. So it's not just the physical benefits that you get from standing, your mental health also benefits too. I find that when I'm really engaged in a task, like editing a video or researching for a blog post, I don't always want to disrupt my flow to be active. But when I stand and work, I can still move around and I still feel like I'm being active, and that energizes me. So I end up being more productive in the small blocks of time that I'm fully focused. It's been found that standing while you work and incorporating subtle movements improves blood flow and brain activity, which gives you more energy. I find that I'm so much more focused when I'm standing and less likely to get distracted online, and in the end up having much more energy while I'm working. I've found that the important thing to remember is to keep moving rather than just standing still. Otherwise, if you just stand still in the same spot, you can end up with other aches and pains in your back that you don't really want. So keeping the movement going is the best way to stay active and energized. And the good thing about having a standing desk is you're more likely to move because you're already on your feet. So I sometimes pace the room or just wander around gently around the room when I'm thinking of creative ideas for a video or for a bullet journal spread. And I'm generally just more inspired to be active while I'm working because I'm on my feet, compared to when I'm sitting in a chair and I just feel a bit more lethargic and lazy. With this desk, you can easily adjust the height with a click of a button, so you can go from seated to standing really easily. There's also the option to save 4 different height preferences, which is really useful for me because me and my husband both use this desk. I'm 5 foot tall and he's 6 foot tall, so we need very different heights when we're seated and when we're standing. So we can save our preferences and easily get the desk to the right height. It's really solid and sturdy, so you don't have to worry about moving it up and down, and you can work really comfortably on there. And it comes in different colours. So if you work from home a lot at your desk and you're interested in the benefits of standing desks, then I would say this is a pretty good option. I'd love to hear more about the small things you try to do in a day to stay healthy and energetic. So leave a comment down below if you've got some ideas. I know it can be really hard when you've got a desk job, so I'm really keen to hear any ideas you have. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.